Man, it's been a tough year for everyone, hasn't it? 2020 has been terrible, and 2021 looks as if it's going to be a worse year than 2020, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can agree with that. What can we do, right? Well, let's get down to it. Hi guys, my name is Kautsar, and I'm currently living in Indonesia. I'm a broadcaster, and I've been staying in Indonesia for the past couple of months in lockdown. And today we're going to discuss about a couple of issues that are currently going on in the Malaysian nation. So I'm pretty sure you guys would know that Malaysia currently has been going through a lot regards to the parliament infighting as well as the mental status of people as well. But the biggest issue that I want to talk about is mental health in Malaysia. I'm pretty sure most of you guys would know by now that as of recently, January 2021, suicide cases per day has reached 3 deaths per day. That's actually quite serious, and I'm pretty sure most of the people, those who actually monitor news and stuff like that, have been thinking about it or have been discussing about it as well. So I'm here to actually voice my concerns with the things that are currently going on in Malaysia as well. And the reason for this is, although I may be Indonesian, I am married to a Malaysian that is currently staying in Malaysia. One of the first issues is the fact that the lockdown period, or I guess you could say the movement control order, which is the MCO in abbreviation, has been ongoing ever since last year. It started March 18th, 2020, and it's been a year plus. I think it's been a year and 3 months, if I'm not mistaken, ever since the MCO has been implemented. Now, this is a pretty big problem for everyone because this essentially limits everyone's movements. It limits the amount of contact, it limits the amount of communication that could actually happen. But the biggest issue that I want to cover specifically is the communication aspect. You see, with people being locked up, there have not been many platforms that people could actually take to talk to one another or get necessary help. So far, the only platforms that I've been aware of are platforms that are similar to Befrienders, KL, or Befriends. I'm not entirely sure which one's correct and which one's not. And they've been pulling their weight. You know, they've really been trying to assist people. They've been trying to actually talk to people, and a lot of people have reached out to them as well. But it doesn't denounce the fact that suicide rates are still going up. And it seems that Malaysian government or the Malaysian mentality has thought that, oh yeah, these people are just weak. These people just don't know what the heck what to do, essentially, what to do with their lives. And that's the biggest issue, you see. The minute you think that people are just suicidal because of something that's temporal, just because of a small problem, and then they just say, yeah, I want to kill myself. Most people actually assume, biasa-biasa aja, or oh, this is just normal. You know, people are going to complain about small situations such as this, but no. This has taken a more dire turn, I guess you could say. Because people's lives are actively being ruined, and I'm not going to point any fingers, and I don't really want to talk too much about the politics behind it, but if I have to, I will. The politics within Malaysia is in the sense that they look down upon mental health. There's very, very few people that actually validate mental health and understand that it's currently an ongoing issue that needs to be addressed. And if anything, all the signs have come to show that the politicians' ignorance towards mental health is now starting to show its fangs. It's starting to show what happens if you decide to ignore these people. And it's something that actually affects everyone. And that's another thing that people tend to forget. It's not just one specific individual, but it can happen to any one of us. And I should know better because I've been a victim of those circumstances before. I've felt suicidal before, and I came close to actually dying. Heck, if anything, I actually did die for 10 minutes at one point in my life, and I was lucky to actually be brought back, you know? I was lucky to eventually continue on with my life, and this is something that's, man, I feel like I'm repeating myself again and again, but I guess I'm just going to keep going. And I feel like people underestimate the problems that suicidal people tend to face. They feel closed off. They feel as if they couldn't talk to anyone. They feel as if, is it them? Is it their fault? Is it really their issues for actually thinking in this way? Is there something wrong with them? If anything, what they look for is validation. for people to understand their issues, for people to know that you're not going crazy, you know? And it's important to note that we need to realize that the situation and the political issues that have been occurring in Malaysia is putting Malaysians at risk. It's affecting everyone's livelihoods. People are losing their jobs. People are being mistreated at work if they have their jobs. Forced to work even harder the minute work from home is actually implemented. Something or a job that was usually done at 9 to 5 now extends from 9 all the way to 12 in the middle of the night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And I'm all too familiar with my friends who have stayed up all night just to get work done as well. Heck, my wife was a perfect example of that as well. And people don't see these issues, not because it's not there. You see, that's the thing. People don't see these issues because people that go through these issues tend to keep quiet about it. They don't want to talk about it because they're afraid that the minute they actually talk about it, if they talk to it to their friends, to their superiors, or to a health professional, that they're just going to be belittled by it. And some of you guys might actually say, well, if it's a health professional, I'm pretty sure they're going to help you out and stuff like that. But people are forgetting it's MCO. It's difficult for anyone to actually talk to a health professional to begin with, especially because Malaysia's health professionals are now at their breaking point. You see, it doesn't matter if you're a psychiatrist, an orthodontist, it doesn't matter if you're a psychiatrist or you're a pediatrician or an orthodontologist. I can't remember the name for it. My apologies if I got the terminologies wrong. But everyone is working overtime, especially in the medical field, and the medical system in Malaysia is essentially failing. Even the Malaysian health officials themselves are going through a difficult mental strain in their lives because they're pushed to the breaking point. And I've seen mental health officials breaking down as well. And if anything, some of these health officials, health workers, are part of the people that actually decide to take their own lives away as well. So it's important to note that it's not just normal people that go through this, it's everyone. And I'm not saying this to belittle people who are going through these mental issues, but the reason I'm saying this is to open up people's perspective to realize that this is an actual issue that can actually affect everyone. It's not just limited to one party. And the minute you just think it's limited to one party, it's easier to isolate the issue, but that's not it. You see, it's not it. It's not just one specific group. It's not just one specific kind of person that wants to commit suicide and stuff like that. And I feel like people have been mistreating each other, especially during the time of MCO, when we're meant to actually come together to assist one another. We try to find reasons to make each other enemies, I guess you could say. And this has been gnawing at my health, has been gnawing in my mind, and I feel like I'm slowly going insane as I'm actually thinking about this, but I don't think I am. You see, one of the main issues is the people that are in the 1% who essentially own most of Malaysia's wealth, or this could actually be implemented into any other nation besides Malaysia as well, as long as you're part of the top 1%. Sorry to say, but you're actually part of the problem. You see, when you guys go through difficult moments such as this, it's easy for you guys to survive because you can just be like, oh yeah, I'll be fine at home. I can get someone else to actually get me food. I can actually get someone else to get groceries for me. I can get someone to actually come in, do the chores, and I can just focus on enjoying my time. But that's a luxury that not everyone can afford, you see? That's the thing. Not everyone can afford that form of luxury. There are people out there who actively don't earn enough money. They don't earn enough money and they struggle to actually bring in money to put some food on the table. That's something that the policymakers need to understand. So long as you're in a position of privilege, so long as you're able to stay at home and not worry too much about money, you are considered at a place of privilege. You are considered one or 5% of Malaysian individuals who earn enough to not worry about anything. So I beg of you people to actually open up your eyes, to help one another. Let's be humane for once. So my question to all of you guys, I don't mean this as an attack. If it feels like an attack, I'm sorry. I really am. But I still think it's important that for people who are currently in a place of privilege to open up your eyes, to open up your mind, to open up your heart, and see for yourself. Is this truly the way you want the world to be? Is this sort of Malaysia that you want your kids to live in? A Malaysia where it forces people to divide themselves instead of actually uniting against a common cause. Oh, well, not against a common cause, for a common cause. My apologies. If you feel like this is not the Malaysia that you want and you want to actively make a change for it, please, I beg of you, go out, help someone out. I'm not saying go out of your home or whatnot, but there's many methods of which you can actually do it. Go online, try to find something. Or maybe even leave comment towards the politician's Twitter page or whatnot. That's a form of help as well. Voice it out. Because what's currently happening right now is a far cry of what happened in 2018 when the entirety of Malaysia united in the form of mercy rallies and humanitarian groups uniting to fight for a better Malaysia. Right now, Malaysia is at its most divided point in its history. So, please, I beg of you, save Malaysia. Help those that are in need. And for God's sakes, don't think that mental issues don't exist. They do. The more you try to actually deny it, the more lives you're going to lose. The more people that are going to think that they're crazy, that they're insane, that their lives are not worth living. And keep in mind, all of these people that have decided to take their lives is not just limited to a person in a lower position. Well, regardless, leave a comment. This is my first video, and if you enjoy listening to this, or if you feel like this has helped you out at some point, then I guess you could say just like it. Besides that, take care, and I hope to see you guys next time in the next video that I plan to make, because from now on I think I'm going to start to make 2 videos a week, and this is my first official video, and I understand it's quite a bit of a heavy topic, and I know I've got a far way to go from actually making this a proper channel, that I plan to start something from it. So take care, and I'll see you guys next time.